Shout out to the creators of the Universe 13 backstory. This includes ShenronMeteor, XD Forever, Scarz, Gokuten, BK81 on the Chapter 47 redraws, Johan Dark, Y.O.U.R, Moon, Faye on the coloring, and of course, the bigwig himself, Salagir. You can find all their links in the description, so please show them the same support you've shown me, because without them, this channel cannot exist. Several weeks have passed since the two Saiyans began their invasion. In the mothership, the HELOITE resistance fiercely searches for the pair of monsters who murdered their comrade, not to mention plenty of other soldiers and civilians. The commander demands to know why their detectors haven't picked up their life force. Normally, it should be an effortless endeavor to locate them, but they've completely dropped off the radar, correctly believing this means they can hide their power. Her leader mumbling, meanwhile, they can only sit on their hands, leaving it to 4 Ultras to take care of the problem, hoping it'll be enough. But the Ultras are pretty confident. After all, Fiend almost defeated them on her own, so against all of them, these villains stand no chance. Away, Raditz arrives to a small clearing in the middle of a forest, Kakarot asking if he found any meds, who luckily enough has, but knows it's only a matter of time before he's unable to steal them discreetly. Not hesitating to gulp down the entire bottle, he tosses it behind him, revealing about a dozen other empty containers, who then questions if he brought any food, who did this planet a favor by hunting a Gungan. Calling out the invaders are attacking again. The Ultras rush into action. Y.O.U.R, seemingly the leader, tells the others to lure them out of the city and not to hesitate when engaged in battle, as they've proven to be savage warriors. Laying waste while zipping down a street, Raditz barks at Kakarot, inquiring where he is, who's apparently still Goku somewhere deep on the inside, and a simple creature at that. When he sees food, he eats food, taking a break for lunch amidst this destruction. Are you really? Immediately surrounded by the Ultras, Kakarot assumes they're just the same as the other and want to make them talk. Fire! They're way too slow. Over there! After them! There's more below. They can handle it. We'll get the others. What the? Transforming into a Zarus, Kakarot growls. It looks like the blood lamps work well. Calling back to base, the Ultra named Lidar contacts HQ, stating their problem just got a whole lot hairier. Firing at the natives, the warrior finds his glove scuffed by the attack, thinking this is surely impossible. Nothing ever penetrates their shields, theorizing the Saiyans' blasts may be different from the technology they know. The data collected from Fiend's battle indicated a small percentage was able to make it past her barrier. If it's as it appears, and these guys are much stronger now, things are going to get bad very fast. But the first goal is to keep them away from the city, as they fire at the Great Apes and fly away, and attempt to put some distance between them and civilization. Kakarot questions if they should follow, but Raditz offers a lesson to his younger sibling. Innocent people make excellent shields. No! What are these creatures? I'll finish them myself. Go help the others.
Not you.
Ultra Waiver! Incapacitated for now. The commander screams at Y.O.U.R for using the Ultra Waiver in a populated area, demanding to know if he's lost his mind. But the soldier made sure the beast took the full impact of the blast, believing the Ultra Waiver was the only thing strong enough to hurt these guys. And on an open line, the burly Ultra gets this message loud and clear. Eat this! He's getting weaker. Returning to normal after having his tail destroyed, things are looking more and more grim for the Saiyans, as the HELOITE shouts out this newly discovered weakness to his team. The lone female warrior wants to end this now.
That's what you think.
Destroying the construction that acts as the planet's sun. Pieces of the enormous structure fall to Helior below, destined to impact the world with the same devastation as hundreds of meteors. striking down the commander and the mothership in mere seconds. Laughing at his last-ditch effort, Y.O.U.R bellows out. He just killed everyone on the planet. As the innocent people in the city begin to panic even more, the Great Ape rushes over to his brother to shield him. As a massive explosion encapsulates the metropolis, the quick but immense violence finally comes to an end, leaving a dim and desolated world of what used to be one of the most technologically advanced societies in the universe. The Ultras all seemingly fallen, though Kakarot appears relatively unscathed in comparison. Smiling, he mutters, "Population eliminated. Mission complete." With a click of his blood lamp, he returns to his humanoid form. And as his injuries are now more clear, Raditz is the one who really avoided the explosions, unable to believe his brother actually protected him, shouting how he managed to resist all of that. The Saiyan coughs he didn't, before losing consciousness and falling to the ground. Raditz frantically yelling at him to answer in concern. But Y.O.U.R pulls himself from the rubble, his civilization destroyed. He takes aim at the invaders. "Bastards! You won't survive this!" Nappa and Vegeta finally make their way to Helior, right on time. Actually, a bit early, but judging by the look on his face, Raditz is not completely happy to be saved. As the prince screams, demanding to know what these idiots have done. Still alive, Kakarot gives the best attempt at a smile he can, technically accomplishing what they set out to do. He announces they've captured the planet, and it's ready for sale. Sale? Sale? What do you think is left to sell here? And for now, that's all we know about Universe 13 before the events of the Inter-Universal Tournament. But given how early in the timeline we are, we can safely assume there will be plenty more adventures to come. And because we probably won't get a more appropriate time frame to do this, I figured we'd top this off with a few mini-comics that don't get covered very often on YouTube. Just a reminder to always check the description to give the authors and artists the proper support. Knowing Multiverse was going to be about 50 parts, it's something I've kind of slacked on mentioning them in the videos themselves, so especially for the special chapters, I'm going to do better to shout out the creators in the future. The following work is by the DBM Team, and the second is credited to Y.O.U.R and Manga 23. The story of Helior. The HELOITES are a people with crazy advanced technology. The natives strongly resemble humans, much like many other species throughout the entire universe. One day, an inconceivable accident occurred. Losing control of it, their most dangerous invention, carbonite, destroyed their entire planet, forcing everyone who could to flee. They would set up on a distant, deserted world, creating a giant ring around it to replace the function of a star. Their celestial neighbors, the Calyx, would go on to cause them a lot of trouble, being a warmongering race. But their elite armed core, the Ultras, pushed back against them. Through determination and sophisticated equipment, they set the law in this part of the galaxy. In most universes, they would live without many issues. But in universes 13 and 19, which belong to the Super Saiyans and HELOITES themselves, in year 762, their destiny would change upon being attacked by an unfamiliar force, the Wrath of Frieza and the few remaining Saiyans. Facing the invaders, we have Y.O.U.R, Lidar, Bragg, Darok, Fiend, and Walls, all with about the same power. The battle is tightly contested. In Universe 19, following the invasion, the HELOITES improved their technology, and the Ultra Armor became more and more powerful over time. About 30 years later, their elite warriors were even stronger than a Frost Demon, and new Ultra teams would form one after another. Of course, they're invited to the Inter-Universal Tournament by the Vargas. The warriors of H794 participate. For reference, in our own timeline, that would be about 14 years after the events of the Tournament of Power, which is not this canon, so about 5 years after GT begins, which I guess is also not canon. But in a bid to recover their original world, its mere existence while covered in carbonite poses a danger to the entire galaxy, possibly the entire universe, putting their fate in the hands of Alame, Tidar, and Xenolome. They at first hide their technology from the other contestants, but as their challengers greaten, they quickly had to pull out all the stops. Unfortunately, their elimination would come all too soon. But thanks to a couple of our friends from Universes 16 and 18, Vegeto's and our own, offering their prize wish if they were to win, we're left to wonder, is Universe 19 doomed? And in the probably less multiverse canonical Raditz the Mighty, look Nappa, a Super Saiyan! Don't be silly! That's just a Raditz!
Shut up! I'll show you! I'll become a Super Saiyan 2!
Filled with embarrassment and rage, Raditz ventured deep into space to train and attempt to finally become a Super Saiyan like his comrades. A task easier for some than others.
Oh! That looks difficult!
You've got to be kidding me. 20 years later. I left in shame, but return in glory! Behold! Yeah! Nice work, Raditz.